trader stuff.
Whereas it's the one area of the Warhammer lore where I am fairly knowledgeable.
Though my general Warhammer lore is probably about 10 years old now.
Yeah, and it's generally 10 times better than mine.
Or even older. When was the last time I actually read... I read the books. I've just finished the Horus... still in the Horus Heresy series.
Mate, there's like 50, 60 books in that and they're still releasing.
They're in the Siege of Terror now.
Oh, they finally got into the Siege of Terror, have they?
Yeah, yeah. Ah.
An excellent place for contemplation.
Okay.
One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the god
Conrad Voigtver.
Choices in dialogue, so we got choices in dialogue. Got it. Truly an awe-inspiring sight. Frankly, such excess can be tiring at times. All this luxury, this laughable presence, is enough to make one think the architect meant to compromise rather than glorify.
Compensates.
Thank you. Have we met? Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me? Truly an awe-inspiring sight. The God Emperor.
The man emperor of mankind.
the god emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with a chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
Continue.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtver, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Okay. You can hover over words to find things. Okay. Sorry?
We might need to boost the NPC dialogue when you're done with this one.
Okay, can I not do it now?
No, because I think it'll just close out.
Options. Sound.
Oh, you can?
Voice volume. Voice volume.
Shows me.
Apply. Save. There we go.
I was just listening to Conrad just then. He was a little bit quiet.
Okay, hope that will help. My name is Ignis. And to avoid any misunderstanding, I'm a psychic and psycho. I have no intention of introducing myself. I just go with my name. Is Ignitus.
Ignitus.
My regards, Master. Or should I say, von Valencias, scion of a blessed rogue trader house in the service of the Imperium. Perhaps this kinship came as a shock to you. Understandably so, given that all evidence of the connection was lost in the generations separating you and Lord Captain Theodora. It required no small effort on the part of Her Ladyship's servants to discover and verify this blood tie, which has now made you one of the heirs of this dynasty.
Nice. Lord Captain, a strange title for Lady Theodora. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here? You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What is your responsibilities? Tell me about the one in the ship I have found myself. You say I'm one of the Rogue Trader's heirs, so there must be another candidate. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let's address it. I am going to put, you have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
And then I'll go, you say one of the Rogue Trader's heirs, so there's another candidate?
There is, and you will meet him soon enough.
And then I will go. I had assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let's address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Indeed. End dialogue. How do I move again? Oh, I click. Click and move.
I believe it should give you that information.
Follow the guy. Oh, and I can do the wisp to move around.
Forge ahead.
Oh,
Never linger.
and we can turn that way. Alright, some objects in the game can be interacted with in special ways. They are marked with specific icons. Some icons will allow you to study objects, others will transfer your character, enabling locations or launch small events. These icons become visible when your character is standing close enough to interact. Click the LMB, whatever the heck that means, on the icon to perform the...
Left mouse button.
Oh, okay. On the icon to associate the icon... to do the thing. Some interactive objects, such as doors or chests, are not always marked with the icon, but the clues changes when you hover over them. Hover over them changes colour, and the object becomes able to be interacted with. Hold tab, so you can highlight everything. Like this, for example. A massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood. Not real wood! A resource of incredible value aboard a void ship. Real wood is very, very, very rare in the Warhammer 40k universe. It's normally only used for grand places and essential like buildings. Very rarely will you find it in commonplace or around in any sort of like setting unless somebody has a lot, and I mean a lot of money.
More money than the God Emperor of Mankind.
One of the von Valencius
Well,
trophies.
no, he's got a golden throne.
Perhaps
Let's
you
not
would
be
like to take a
ridiculous
look
here.
around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Yep, not that, but he is the head of the Imperium, so. Oh, we have servitors. Oh, no. Malfunctioning servitors.
Servitor.
Yes. Servitors, probably one of the worst fates that you could suffer as a person.
You'll regret standing against me.
Oh, I like that voice. To survive the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Click the button at the top of the screen to start the battle.
Not the battle.
Ignis, shoot! Shoot! And don't let it get close! Am I able to move myself, or am I just like... No. So we...
At the moment, I think it's like a scripted thing.
Cool, start the battle. So that's our turn order. Yeah. Oh, it's got double attack. Beautiful.
Of course it does.
All battles in games are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use abilities. Select a cell with the highlighted area and double-click the left mouse button to move your character there. Movement points determine how far we can move. One movement point corresponds to one cell in the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2. Beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to their maximum value. Once we start moving, the action can no longer be cancelled. Okay. Alright, so malfunctioning servitor. I right click to get up the information. It's got 30 wounds, deflection of 3, armor of 30, 0 dodge, 6 movement points, and is a close combat guy.
Yeah, he is kind of made to really, really hurt.
He's one that does all the serviting. So he's not a combat servitor, thankfully.
That's not really any like joy to the world when a single good hit from him will end you.
Oh yeah, definitely. To make attacks and use abilities in combat, a character must spend action points. The total displayed on the panel at the bottom of the screen. Every attack or ability has a certain AP cost associated with it. The maximum squares next to the icon of attack and other abilities indicate their cost. At the start of each turn, the AP is restored to maximum value. To attack, first left click on the single shot icon on the weapon panel at the bottom of the screen. Hover the cruiser enemy, tilted appears showing the chances of hitting that enemy and the possible damage you have upon a successful hit. The amount of damage your character deals depends on the parameters of the weapon they are using. The effectiveness of the shot depends on the distance between the character and the enemy. You target an enemy with a single shot, you will see 2 areas denoting the weapon's effective and maximum firing ranges. Certain abilities in the game are considered attack actions and can only be used once per turn unless said otherwise, basically. Okay. Okay, what have I got? I've got the ability to burn him. It'll do between 4 and 8 damage. My single shot will do between 6 and 11 damage.
Should really tell you the difference between damage, what you're doing, what he's doing.
Yeah. Analyze enemy. 3 exploits, so let's do that. So we've now given him some extra stuff. And then I think we will try and shoot him. Let's try and burn him.
Easy.
We did 6 damage. And we can do no more actions this turn, so we will end our turn. They're missing with the las pistols.
Yeah, the las pistols.
Ooh. Okay, I don't want to be anywhere near a servitor that is going crazy. Can I move after my actions, or do I have to do my actions before I move?
You can, no, you have to move and then you get your act.
Okay, let's go here. Let's try to set you... what's that actually do?
Let's stand right up next to our mucker.
Yeah.
I said, so done.
5 of those.
Yeah, it grants you exploits, but you don't have anything that utilizes exploits, so it's not really great for you right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, too late.
Too late. Too
Sorry,
late.
I'm dealing with the the stream delay, so it's like.
That's right.
You can like ignite him anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. Well, we're down to our small things. Right. Let's move.
Hey, this guy hit.
I know, right? Let's move back 1.
Forward.
And then let's try and set you on fire through the God Emperor's power. And that is it. That is literally all I can do. Lovely! Let's move over there. I can move after doing my abilities.
Oh, okay.
Warp burn.
That must have changed.
Yeah. Oh, he dodged.
Yeah, these things happen.
Attack denial.
He's got a dot rather.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident.
Okay.
Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck, at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here.
That
I've
Conrad,
blocked all
that Conrad
passages
voice
between the upper
has
and
a
lower sectors
certain
of the
amount of skill.
residential decks.
Indeed.
If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Okay, I'm sussing.
What, on Conrad?
Mm-hmm. They got their own, she's got her own,
I'm afraid
Agenda.
I must remain
Agenda.
here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders.
You should have a look
personally.
around this room before you
I hope
you
will
progress
have
to
no
the next
difficulty
area.
Oh,
reaching the
definitely.
That's all I'm
observation
gonna say.
platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely have a look around. It's if I learnt anything from normal RPGs, it's look everywhere again, and just in case, look everywhere.
Look underneath what you've already looked at.
The wires in the servitor's head are still smouldering. It would seem the cause of the malfunction was a short circuit of the motive force. They have tarantula sentry guns of the Adeptus Mechanicus, use the standard ones. Is that a Lehman Russ? It is a Lehman Russ. You have a Lehman Russ just sitting in a
As a trophy.
as a trophy. Just nah. Oops, spin. No, that way. What is that? Is a violet alloy, which upon closer examination turns out to be handcrafted objects. Symbols carved with primitive tools are visible on the surface. There's a lot of stuff. A black shard resembling an obsidian. Ew. And it glows. Fun. A massive gold anagram in there. Something that's gold. Crew member is hard at work.
A massive gold amalgam.
Thank you. The crew member is hard at work, bestowing his head in fear and avoiding contact. Okay.
What's that? That like slightly transparent one.
The stone in this pedestal is no doubt solid, but the surface shimmers and changes hue, as if something has captured a piece of tremblant sea within the rock. Void stone. A strange object that resembles sea coal that Imperium surface is pitted aside and that it has been underwater. Water is also quite rare.
It's porous.
Porous. And then this one is a light green crystal with white veins. A low hum can be heard coming from the artifact.
Onward to victory.
Lovely.
Oh dear.
Alright, is
Well,
it?
as long as no one goes listening to it.
We could have issues. Right, that's all that we can do there.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next room.
Oh dear. Oh, dear.
Oh look, there's another.
We are in trouble.
There's another servitor. Don't go haywire. Ground warship temple opposes the center space below. The officer's deck is lit countless candles and luminous. This is one thing I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
Is that
Let's seize the moment.
we have the ability to create artificial light, right? Even in the 41st millennium, you have the ability to,
And we're using it.
and they still primarily do all their lighting by candles.
Amalgamated fat. Yep.
Oh, this guy's talking about the Omnissiah. For
The
the
Omnissiah?
Omnissiah, it's the machine god, which is deemed good to be worshipped within the Imperial doctrine. Some have even suggested that the God Emperor and the Omnissiah is one of them the same, especially to some of the priesthood on Mars.
Oh dear.
Speaking of tech priests, there's one. They also have
Give him a toaster, he'll love you.
yeah. They also have
Venture forth.
overcomplicated rituals to deal with machines because they need to pray to the machine's spirit because each machine is supposedly alive.
Irrational, Lady Theodora.
Well, given the way
Assimilation
that like
into the
things
trade
work in
structure
the
would be
Warhammer
political
universe,
and
it probably
economic
does
suicide.
work.
Practically an admission of heresy.
Okay, that's nice.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a
Edelthrad.
decision. What will
What a
you
dick.
do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Survey the room. I'm here to speak for Lord Captain. Listen in silence. Survey the room. First impression of Ethelfrad, who appears to be almost 30 standard. Is that standard Terran or just normal 30 years old? Is of
I
parchment.
believe that is, yeah, that's normal 30 years old. Because
Cool.
it's by the Terran gear.
Terran, yeah. Parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bound muscle mass of screwn implants and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Ethelfrad, Theodora features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Ethelfrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate, basically a tablet. The other is a behemoth bustling with holsters and barracks containing all manners of weaponry.
Baldricks.
Thank you.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
Okay, I will.
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity. Regular magma eruptions.
Okay.
Metamorphic rock deposits.
Fine.
Prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Okay. So we get our skills test. Your character's skills reflect on their knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogue options initiates passive skill tests. If such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed or hidden dialogue options will unlock. If your character is traveling... Oh, so that's what you're talking about. The one with the highest one does the thingy.
Yeah.
Got it. Let's see what we've got. We've got Law Xenos, which has succeeded as one of those passive ones. Those spirits could be the natives' names for dangerous aliens. If first verify that indeed the case, and the population engages in Xeno worship. There's a law of warp one, which we've also succeeded. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening in our state, witchcraft or not. I believe I could use my personal abilities to ascertain whether there was sorcery on the planet. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I put my interest first, no matter what means used for them. I must be purged for the good of the Imperium. I shall eliminate the heretical beliefs and other powers that rule the natives. I think I'm going to go with number one. It could be the name for dangerous areas, so I verify indeed that the case of the population engages in the worship.
Reasonable and prudent. However, Chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
Let's see, I gave a straightforward answer to a simple question, which is, as I understand it, was more than you could do. We are both servants of the God Emperor, and Lady Theodora. Does it become any one of our strategies to engage in petty feuds? I find your tone most disagreeable, Ethard. You kindly after the manner in which you address me, or else you'll live to regret the consequences. Shut your mouth before I decide to shut it for you. Oh, I'm not playing that kind of character. But that was so
Honestly,
good.
I think the top one's more in line with what the character you've described to me were.
Yeah, number one. I gave a straightforward answer.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
Oh, that's such a slap down.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
Okay. I mean, she's a rogue trader.
So, why are you here?
Let me think. Was it not you who sent for me? There are questions that I wish to have answered. I do not know yet. I was hoping you would clarify that. Questions that I have answered.
You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first.
Okay, Lady Theodora.
My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris.
That's a long title.
I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
Damn! Whoever did the voice of her is really, really good. She also has a power sword and a plasma gun by the looks of things. Very nice.
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past
He
the
does.
bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover,
There's
along
like
with
when we're
all
done
there
like
is
with
to
this
find
bit, are there
thereon.
some like interesting things that I can tell you about like routes that you may not
Resources,
take, because
riches,
I've done all
is
three
mine
different
by right.
routes of this
I command
particular
millions
opening
of
bit.
lives,
Okay.
rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Damn. Yeah, basically, rogue traders are one of the few people within the Imperium that has some sort of freedom of choice. Their position allows them to sometimes even break against the normal Imperial creed and rule. They have special circumstances and are basically one of the glues that binds the Imperium together. It's sometimes said that without the rogue traders, the Imperium would not be able to function in its current format. And anyway, I'm ready to take on the sacred purpose.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
sometimes for a machine to work,
Request
properly,
this.
you need someone whose
Am
job
I
is to
ready
hit it with a
choose
wrench.
you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable.
Which,
for the
that's
role
pretty
of
much what the rogue
trader.
trader is.
Cool.
I mean,
Blood
I
white
don't think it would be
alone is not enough
inaccurate to say
earn
that a
the
rogue
high
trader is
honor
like
of
a
becoming
mixture
the bearer
between
of a warrant of trade.
MI6,
Nonetheless,
the
your
CIA,
abilities and
and
talents may yet
terrorist
prove
organization.
useful.
Okay.
If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, Even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Okay. And this guy has a melter.
Yeah.
One's assuming the other heirs did hear correctly. Massive whispers related to you. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? I don't know. Let me think. Thank you for clarifying. Oh, we have Vox chatter.
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Okay. Navigate. Surely, as a psycho, I would know what that is. An incident took place in the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. The ship heading. What are my current responsibilities? Glorious Lord Captain. Surely ways of improve myself. I'm going to go with number 2 to let her know about the incident.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Well, it is that old.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
I believe that might actually be what the DLC's about.
Oh, fair enough.
Enough, Abelard.
The Void Tempest, Void Shadows DLC.
Ah.
Eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen
The
advisors.
sorry, I'm a bit
This
behind
ship
you
is
because of the
thousands of
delay,
years
but
old.
she was just
It
talking
has
about the
enough
ship being
hidden
haunted,
nooks,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks
I
feel
don't have the
specters
DLC.
dwelling inside the bulkheads and
Neither do I,
plotting
but it's like if
against
we
those who
get
yet
far
live.
enough, there's no reason that like next time it's on, if it's ever on sale or like when I've got the money, I'll get a copy of it, mate.
Nice. Where are we heading is my next question.
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
Hmm.
I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aid.
I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to...
More Vox chatter.
Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Awesome. Oh dear. We have cultists. Ah, they got stubbers, or well, basically rifles. Old rifles.
Your execution is assured.
Okay. Yep, they're heretics as well. Lovely. All combatants act in turns, and their orders determined by initiative rolls. An order of the turns displayed on the left side of the screen, the far bottom to top. This one here. Who goes first? Okay, so we've got Theodora, Abard, Mort, heretic, me, heretic. Cool, got it. Start the battle.
I can handle this.
Follow my lead.
Okay. He's going straight in for choppy action. Oh, He must be our close combat guy.
Strengthens me.
Melters. Melters.
Yeah, Abelard is pretty much the default tank that you get given at the beginning. Oh my god.
Yeah.
To non-believers.
Cover. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that characters can hide behind a mark with a shield or a shield with a skull. When standing close to them, the characters will automatically take up advantage positions. In this case, the chance that enemies' attacks will hit cover, not the character. Okay. Let's get ourselves into cover. And then let's try and burn ourselves a heretic. We have indeed burned ourselves a heretic. Happy days.
Death to the weak.
I don't think these heretics are going to survive much longer.
No, this is actually a relatively good
Brace yourself, Abelard.
illustration of what happens to low-level enemies against
I've
a
seen
team
worse
of
battles than this in
well-equipped rogue traders. At least in the game.
Reduced to
Not this game, but the actual like tabletop.
Oh yeah, because it's a game as well in there. Oh, he missed!
Out of my way.
What, Abelard?
No, the Mort.
Chaos guides me.
Mort missed?
Yeah. The character received a temporary positive effect from allies such as an effective enhance your character's capability in combat in some way. And about the effect you have gained, hover icon next to character's portrait.
Just shoot things.
Kill them. Okay. Shooting.
I know what to do.
I missed. I should have gone with the fire. Oh,
Fine.
plasma.
One fewer target.
This isn't your fight. It's really Lady Theodora's.
Oh, melters. They're designed to go and melt tanks, by the way. Tanks and heavy
Yeah,
machinery.
they're anti-vehicle weapons, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or the anti Space Marine weapon, essentially.
Yeah, yeah. One of the few things that can instantly go through Space Marine armor. And it's like, oh, they're beautiful. Anyway, where was I?
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
Okay, what are your orders? Or what is happening? Let's go with what are your orders.
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Okay. Okay. By right of blood, autosave. Which way did Mort go? I'm guessing Mort went that way. First of all, is there any loot? What is this? Anyway, this has taken my fancy. Massive metro structure never stops moving for a moment. Lights bounces off the orbs. Figures represents. Oh, it's sort of like a planetarium. Cool.
Yeah, it's some sort of astrolabe. I
Marching
think.
ahead.
Where did he go? Where did Mort go?
Other way.
Other way.
Closer to the back the way you came.
Ah, there he is. Forward. I said forward.
No, that's not him. Right direction though.
We've got some guys doing some firing.
Let's see this through.
Going this way. Ah. We got a body. The head is
There
body
you go.
with holes and Imperium single shot lies. Single shotgun lies. A gun is in his hand. Keep firing, you oafs. No coward, no hiding. You traitors will kill them. Joshua.
Hold on, Master. Just stay with us.
The cursed trader shot him at point blank. Oh no, not good. Hi guys, do you need a hand? No, is the answer. They do not need a hand.
Ah, thank Providence you are alive and well.
Yeah.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Love it.
Mort, hold yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Awesome. No need, she's right behind you.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here.
Beautiful.
Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
Report! Yes, I love that.
I have not yet received word from the Engineering regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether.
I love
Whatever the
Theodora.
cause
She's
may
great.
be,
She
the
is. She
consequences
is.
are spreading fast.
It's a shame.
I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Mutiny, but who would all attempt to mutiny here in the warp? A mutiny against the Emperor anointed. Execute the traitors, every last one of them. We must provide immediate assistance to those still in the middle decks. Perhaps we might stop the waves from spreading. If this is indeed a severe case of warp madness, the situation is dire. Ooh.
So they explain this later on, but I'm going to give you a bit of the skinny right now. There are 3 attitudes in this game. Dogmatic, which is, praise the Emperor and the Emperor protects. Burn the heretics, the Xenos, the filth.
The standard.
Standard. Heretical, which is curse the Emperor, more wealth and power for myself. Yes, yes. It's very much selfish and borderline chaos worshipy. Very borderline, like a hair's length borderline.
Okay.
Hair's width rather. And then there's iconoclast, which is you care more about your fellow man.
Okay. I might.
So it's like,
okay, so I might go iconoclast. Caring about my fair man, so that would be number 3.
yeah. But beware
First,
that
we have to confirm
being
that the
iconoclast
bridge and the
isn't
navigator's
always the
segment are
best
secure.
option for
And
making
I have
friends.
the means to
Yeah.
do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he?
It's
I
like
must
doing
know if
what's
he is
right
unharmed.
isn't always
A psycho
What's
reported
right.
ship that is potentially being
good for
assailed
you.
by the war
Yeah,
could pose
understandable.
a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know that very well. We don't want a psycho to be possessed.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck 18.
Oh dear.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle.
Oh, it's a sister
Both
battle.
to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Yes.
If I may, Lord Captain, transitional deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance. And
Of course
if
it
our
is.
goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed arch-militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psycho powers.
Ah, yes.